3 transfers only pretty much. The youngest coach in the league. The closest airport being 200 kilometers away, yes, that is a fact. Training next to a forest for years. And slipping down the table in the recent seasons. And not only they're in the title fight, yet again, they are also very likely to advance to the knockouts of the Conference League. How are they doing this? What's the secret? Before the 2023-24 season, the said team was in a downward spiral. After a 3rd place in 2015 and runners-up titles in 2017 and 2018, this team was just slipping down the standings. 5th, 8th, 9th, 12th, 14th. And seemingly suddenly won the title in 2024. That team is the powerhouse of football in the region, the northeast of Poland, Jagiellonia Białystok. And this video is about their success story. Jagiellonia has never been considered a top team in Poland. The Bees spent most of their time anywhere between 2nd and 4th level of Polish football, aside from an odd season or two in the top flight. That saw a change after the 2006-2007 season, when Jagiellonia got promoted and in their first few seasons were mainly sitting in the mid-table and winning a Polish Cup in 2010. It's only the last decade when the club really started showing up and became one of the usual underdogs in the Polish league, so to say. You never expected them to fly high, but apart from 2 or 3 seasons in the last decade, they always somehow did, no matter the circumstances. Did they have a takeover from a rich man? Not really, though we have to give credit to the former chairman of the club, Cezary Kulesza, who is now in charge of the Polish FA. But this man is not in charge and nowhere around the club since 2021, and as we entered the 2023-24 season, it seemed Jagiellonia was about to have another year of struggle. In fact, it looked like the team might even go down after 17 years in the top flight, and it was mainly down to problems in terms of organization. The best example? The club has got quite a decent relationship with the city over the years. The city government financed a state-of-the-art stadium just 3 years after Jagiellonia's 2nd promotion to the top flight and got them a quite decent deal for renting it. Yet, the club almost moved to Płock, 3.5 hours away by the car, because they argued with the city over income distribution from skyboxes, or in other words VIP tickets, which is about $300,000 a year, more than Jagiellonia spent on the transfers before the 2023-24 season. Thankfully, that dispute was settled rather quickly and the club is on the old terms. Speaking of transfers, the team was declared to be in a state of a deep rebuild. To be fair, it was a permanent rebuild, and just lost their star striker and league's top scorer Mark Gwalt to Legia Warsaw for free. Other than that, let's talk about the defense. Jagiellonia was mainly saved from relegation thanks to the efforts of Zlatan Alomerovic on goal a season before. He did not stop the team from conceding 49 goals though. The only teams that conceded more were those relegated. And that would show in the season opener against 2023 champions Raków Częstochowa. The away team only got 1 shot on target and was dominated by the home side, resulting in a 3-0 loss. But then things changed, and the work from manager Adrian Siemieniec, director of football Łukasz Masłowski, chairman Wojciech Pertkiewicz and the players showed. In the rest of the round, Jagiellonia only lost 2 more games, lifting themselves up to 2nd in the table, mainly because another surprise package in Śląsk Wrocław was even better. Jesus Imas, Jagiellonia's star forward, formed a great duo with Afimiko Pululu. The Angolan striker only scored 1 goal in 2 previous years for Greuther Fürth in Germany in the 2nd Bundesliga, before joining the team from Białystok, but quickly made the mark, showing himself as a literal tank. Insanely strong, quite quick, and having great flair. This helped him make a great duo with Jesus, as both scored 12 goals each in the league that season. In the 2nd round, every team fighting for the title decided to randomize the results, and it was a pure roller coaster, including even 7, maybe 8 teams in the title fight. But it was the Yellow and Reds who kept it cool the most, despite being the 10th best defense in the league. Key victories against title rivals Śląsk, a draw against Legia Warsaw, or clutch goals from Jesus Imas, scored against Ruch Chorzów or Piast Gliwice, turned out to be enough. With just 63 points in 34 matches, Jagiellonia won their first ever league title, level on points with Śląsk Wrocław, clinching the crown on a head-to-head record. And when we all thought that season was a fluke, this team is doing it again. Yes, they could feel low in some moments, like a heavy loss to Bodo Glimt in the Champions League qualifiers, or total demolition made by Ajax in Europa League playoff, or a 5-0 loss to Lech in the league. But other than that worse form for a bit, Jaga's on it. winning all games but one since the loss to Lech, being very likely to qualify for the Conference League knockout and sitting in second place in the league, potentially challenging Niels Frederiksen's machine that is Lech Poznań for the title. So it looks like we're having another great era coming for Jagiellonia after a couple of years of a transitional period. And now we're getting to the why part. How is that happening? And while Wojciech Pertkiewicz, who is unfortunately leaving his chairman post at the end of this year, and director of football Łukasz Maslowski have been doing a great job to make the club function properly and are not disturbed by the owners every 3 seconds unlike most of the clubs in the league, and set up a fantastic squad while not having too much money to play with. But there is someone else I want to talk about. The third key figure. And that third key figure I want to talk about in this video is Adrian Siemieniec, the manager. Before hiring Siemieniec, Jagiellonia's coaches had a difficult fate. Since the first sacking of Ireneusz Mamrot back in December 2019, no coach was in charge for a full season. A Bulgarian Ivailo Petev only saw the 2019-20 season. Bogdan Zając, gone in March 2021. Rafał Grzyb saw the 2021 season. Ireneusz Mamrot again didn't make it until the end of the calendar year in 2021. Piotr Nowak, half a season. Maciej Stolarczyk? Although the relegation battle was very intense in the 22-23 campaign, Maciej was shown the doors after a draw against Stal Mielec at the start of April. Then comes Adrian Siemieniec. Up to this point, Siemieniec, who is the youngest coach in the league by the way, spent the majority of his career as an assistant for Ireneusz Mamrot. They coached together in Chrobry Głogów, Jagiellonia Białystok, where they were runners-up of the league in 2018, Arka Gdynia, ŁKS Łódź, and again Jagiellonia, from which their ways have parted in 2021. Ireneusz now coaches Miedź Legnica, while Adrian went on to manage Jagiellonia's B team. There, Siemieniec was guiding the team to mid-table finishes, nowhere near battles for promotion or relegation. But the board saw something in him and gave him a chance in the first team. Probably the fact he was under the contract, because the results didn't really justify keeping him for the new year. Siemieniec did just enough to keep Jagiellonia up, scoring 11 points in 8 matches. This was enough to drag Jagiellonia from 14th to 14th. But the new season was a clean slate for everyone, and you already know the story. Jagiellonia won the title. How did Adrian achieve this feat in his first full season as a first team manager overall? First thing that the players point out is the fact Adrian went to the dressing room and instantly showed he can manage it greatly. The players often mention their coach can solve any problem before it explodes and listens to their feedback, something the team had an issue with under previous coaches. The main tactical instructions, one of them is not to do a medium type pressing. It's either high or low, depending on the opponent or a situation. This is a way to take control of the game. The other is to focus on the ball, not the opponent, while defending. Keep yourselves on the line at all times. And while in possession, they are playing from the back. Basically, play the clip. Okay, I can't really play the clip because of the copyrights. Maybe one day I'll be able to do it. But I'll show you a trend. In this frame, you can see Zlatan Alomerovic, the goalkeeper, playing to one of the defensive midfielders, Nene. Both of the DMs dropped back to add more options to create an attack, which later on lets the team widen up the play to the wing without a Zagłębie Lubin player getting the ball, or sending a traditional long ball, called flaga in Polish. This play ended with a shot, but not a goal. But still, most of the work has been done not on the training ground, but in the players' minds. Do you remember the Ted Lasso series? Although Ted had little to no football knowledge, he was great in terms of mentality. The difference between Lasso and Siemieniec? Siemieniec understands football very well. The similarity? Both have a huge belief sign in their dressing room, which shows Adrian prioritizes the mental side of the game. He knows that without a certain mindset, you can't achieve much. And Adrian's done it while just studying for a UEFA Pro coaching license. And that makes the 2023-24 title even more impressive. Jagiellonia's great run is not just thanks to overtaking other clubs in a snail race that Ekstraklasa usually is. It's an effort that took years, and the results can last for years. The last season of the Polish League showed two completely different pathways after getting a success. You could go down the Śląsk-Wrocław path, which is going back to relegation battle and politics taking over yet again. Or you can build up on that foundation and keep pushing forward. Comment your thoughts down below. Is it a short-term sensation after all? Am I exaggerating, or are we actually entering a new era? Whatever is on your mind on that, I hope you enjoyed this video regardless. If so, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, I'll be very grateful for that, and I will catch you on the next one. Before that, there's the other team that was a surprise last year, and that was Śląsk Wrocław. Unfortunately, as I said, they are fighting to avoid relegation. I also made a video about them, and you have it on the screen right now.